Yeah. Yo, man, you know what I'm saying? Young Gunna, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Run that back, turbo.
When I made my first million, I ain't panic. I only drink out this hill. I'm done with Zanny. I bought my mama a crib. I'm outstanding. I'm pressing my cousin a pill till it's granted. I bought a Chanel heels. I'm Chanel bandit. I still got vintage garments. Old as my granny. Got my interior all, man. Now outside candy. I put your bitch in bomb, cause she pretty. Hey. Freaking I'm fucking her face. My ass do not come with a waist. I'm impatient, I don't wanna wait. I eat golden, I am what I ate. I fill up at wood with an eight. And no shame that I hit with some snakes. Catch out on the farm today. I hop in that Ryan race. I never get tired of the hate. Climb up to the top like a gate. You little niggas copy and paste. I go like a bottle of Ace. A Coca-Cola bottle her shake. Hey, I had a ball today. She drinking Chardonnay. When the court didn't have to debate. Jewish lawyer that handled the case. The codeine got a hell of a taste. With the pounds and all of your states. That money, that's all I can say. When I made my first million, I ain't panic. I only drink out this hill. Now I'm done with Zanny. I bought my mama a crib. I'm outstanding. I'm pressing my cousin a pill till it's granted. I bought a Chanel heels. I'm Chanel bandit. I still got vintage garments. Old as my granny. Got my interior all, man. Now outside candy. I put your bitch in bomb, man, because she pretty. Hey. Fuck her whenever I want. I guess I get whatever I want. My suppose on a cat like a dome. Got a jet in the sky like a hawk. I geek up and I get in the zone. I put all the rest in the vault. Hey, we rich in the butter law. I made my brother a boss. And she keep that dick in her jaw. Keep receipts of the shit that I bought. Keep my links on my wrist when I floss. Carrot stuck in my teeth when I talk. You gon' notice the season when I walk. It's a pen, this is not a law. You got the G, that is not a drink off. If I put on white, then it's gotta be off. She knows her word with her body get tall. Sensible turning me on. You wanna know what that cardio cost? Put a Rolex on the arm. When I made my first million, I ain't panic. I only drink out this hill. Now I'm done with Zanny. I bought my mama a crib. I'm outstanding. I'm pressing my cousin a pill till it's granted. I bought a Chanel heels. I'm Chanel bandit. I still got vintage garments. Old as my granny. Got my interior all, man. Now outside candy. I put your bitch in bomb, man, because she pretty.
Today, we're going to talk about a brutal beat last night in Cleveland, some early MLB games, and talking some NFL goat whale squares. This is Behind the Lines.
Dude, the Yankees are unbelievably rad meat, and it's so fun. So fun to see them lose, but it's always that much better to see them lose in the drop.
What are the Nats going to do? They're calling up Jackson Rutledge? This is the best option we have right now? I thought we already had the Jackson Rutledge experiment last year, Jovan, when he had a 9 ERA. But I don't see it getting any better for the Nats, especially when Davey Martinez is making moves like this, man. Unbelievable. And nobody can tell me that this is just a summer slump. Jovan, it's a disgrace, and it's never going to end. They keep doing the same shit every year and expecting different results. That is the definition of insanity. Fuck this team. They are a joke.
I want Cal Raleigh in this spot. I think he's going to be the guy. He has a run square up too. That's way juicier than anybody else in the game. Didn't want to take that. I like that, but I figured I'd stick to the TBs because I think he is going to hit one very hard.
Right. Easy. A fresh young rapper named Beezy. Soulja Boy, tell him make his dishes look easy.
What's going on, chat? Happy BTL Thursday, episode 517 piece. As always, hold the fry, joined by your two hosts, Krabs and Jovan, presented by Bookit Sports. If you're not tracking on Bookit, start today. All right, try something new. Make yourself a better person. Make yourself a better sports bettor. Start tracking your bets on Bookit. All right, we'll drop the link in the chat for you. Use promo code Jovan, promo code Chelly, and sign up today. Start tracking your bets. Jovan, I know we have some Ratatouille we got to talk about, but first, can we talk about Tony Taters?
Dude, early busting. You don't get up and moving on a Thursday with damn near no MLB games expecting to bust this early.
No, never do.
But I'm excited now. A green square this early especially in home runs, because I feel like he might be like the first guy in the 20s, I would say, like high 20s to go over. So I'm pretty excited about that. That's like my Laporta Square equivalent, the one that's kind of weird in the entry, and nobody was expecting Tony Taters to make a cut, even myself. So
Right.
I'm glad he's having a legacy season. He's my GOAT.
Now look at him. He's all grown up. He's already cashed his more than home runs for the season. Goots is happy as well. We need some Orioles energy after how they played the last couple weeks. All right, we needed this. Could be the difference.
Did need that.
We got Turner Mac coming in, resubbing. Let's sweep the board today, fellas. W Turner Mac, 10-month resub. Appreciate you, my man. Let's sweep today. Why not us? Can we get eyes on that Tony Taters nuke? I want to watch it in all its glory. Can we take a peep at it?
Might have to get that up and moving. That tank was glorious.
Sure.
Absolutely glorious.
There it is. Feast your eyes, chats. The moment where Tony Taters made history. There it goes. See ya. That ball had a family, and he didn't give a hoot. He didn't give a hoot.
Did not give a single hoot, Krabs.
0 hoots given. Little does that kid know, he just has a historical baseball right there on prospects. Kid who called that. Little does he know.
Might have to get the security guards in Marlins Park out there to go grab the ball from him, send him my way.
Yeah, future national. Anthony Santander. Love to see it. Staying hot. All right. W play. Let's do some W recaps /L recaps for the squad rides. Let's get them up and moving. God, I tried to tell you guys.
Yeah, you did. I mean, that one's just all on me. You weren't even involved. This might be the first Nats play you had 0 involvement in. So I'll take all the heat for that one. I mean,
I tried to tell you guys.
It sucks. It's even worse because, I mean, we got hope at the beginning when I guess the main reason I took the Nats is because I thought they're going to muck Waldron, and they did in the very first inning. And then after that, it just fell apart. Like, it fell apart is probably underselling it because I don't know what the hell Parker was doing. I don't know what the hell the relievers that came in were doing. It was a tough watch. And then we killed literally everything on the board that did not have a national logo, of course.
Yep.
Yeah,
I know what happened. Mitchell Parker is absolutely gassed. Mitchell Parker has never pitched this long, this many innings, and you could tell he's toast. Yeah. They should shut him down for the season, in my opinion. I don't know what's good, but he is clearly not stretched out for a full MLB season. At this point, might as well bring back up Jackson Rutledge. Fuck it. At least he's stretched out, right? You're going to get Mitchell Parker hurt. You're going to kill his confidence. And right now, he's just not the same pitcher he was early on. I think you just shut him down, personally. And then Jovan, they put in Jordan Weems. Okay, and I know it was already kind of a blowout. I feel like when they put him in, it was already kind of ugly. Jordan Weems might be the worst pitcher I've ever seen.
He's actually
Jordan Weems, like that might be Jordan Weems right there in that Nats uniform. He's a fucking rat. He is the worst pitcher I have ever seen in my entire life. This guy gave up 5 runs in 1 inning. 5.
Yeah. Quick.
5. Easy. An easy 5.
Insane. It was the easiest 5 I think I'd ever seen.
It was like he was throwing batting practice. I mean, hang him up.
Yeah.
Hang them up, Jordan Weems. I don't know how he hasn't gotten released yet. I'll be completely frank. I don't know how he hasn't gotten released yet. We got Chiote coming in resubbing. What's up, Krabs? It's Ray's ML. Lick me. Also, shout out Trent for finally sacking up. Sure.
Rare Trent sacking up yesterday.
All right. Shout out Freddie for coming through. Sometimes you need a little bit of luck, right?
That was insane.
Sometimes you need a little bit of luck. He earned it, right? W's after he burned him the night before. Freddie kept his promise, came through yesterday for Trent. Cashed a 10K lineup.
And he had his fucking, I don't know what the units were like on his biggest bet of the MLB season, but the Astros, rare that they came through for him too.
100%. W Astros, W plays yesterday. I do want to go back to that Sharp report and glaze it a little bit like Chiote Woods.
Yeah, you should have swept Krabs if it wasn't for an injury.
Yep. And we're going to talk about that in a minute. Don't you worry.
Yep.
Hunter Harvey needs to be the closer in Kansas City. Yeah, he'll probably end up being the best reliever of all time. Probably taking over for Mariano Rivera. Best reliever of all time. Would not be shocked. Yep. We got a Colton Cowser bang. There it goes. See ya. That ball was obliterated. Sure.
Tony further.
Yep, he did. He's better. All right, chat. W day, though, yesterday. A couple Moose days in a row to start off the week, but we bounced back yesterday. 4-1. The only square that lost, we're going to talk about here in a minute when I bitch, Ridiculous way to lose. Jovan, 3-2 as well from you. We take that every day of the week and twice on Sundays.
Yeah, WAL West and L Nats, of course.
Sure. Yep, I got this cool Nats hat, though. Perfect timing, right, for today's show.
Fresh.
Super fresh, bro.
The more I think about that patch, the patch is crazy, Krabs.
On the side?
Yeah.
That joint? You see it?
It's just like, I feel
Why
like
is that on there?
I know. I feel like it's not one you like want to remember.
Why is that on there? I mean, we were there though. As soon as I saw this hat got dropped, I had to cop it.
You were there. It's just like this is the year the Nats are close to tanking.
Yeah.
CJ Abrams had one at bat in the All-Star game that went poorly, and then you got the fucked up jersey there too.
Yeah, what an experience that was. Jesus. Yeah. That was unbelievable. Now everybody loves the O's. Sure. Crazy how things can switch. All right. W Day yesterday, chat. W Sharp reports. It's plays like that. It's slates like that that help me get me out of piss and hopefully not have to spin the wheel if I have a couple more days like this. All right. 2 bad days to start off the week from me. Jovan, you've been slow and steady, Mr. Consistent, Mr. Reliable so far this week. Great work. I need a couple more days like this. You've been all right.
Been all right. Not terrible, but yeah, I think we're back at level.
Yep. All right. G-Man thinks it's White Sox today. We're going to talk about that game here in a moment. Can I bitch about something first? We got a minute?
Yeah, you deserve the bitch for this one, Krabs.
Got some time? All right, Goots, run that shit. Unbelievable. Had this square in so many lineups last night. Probably close to 10, to be completely honest with you. W transparency, probably close to 10. As the day went on, I know I talked about Wackaby, my meat on tape square, and that ended up smacking. W's there. But the B square got bumped up a couple times, multiple times throughout the afternoon. I fell in love with this square. I had this square in every lineup. I had it in a lineup over here, and a lineup over here, literally everywhere, Jovan. He goes out there. He's absolutely shoving. Okay, he's given up 2 hits, 1 run in the first inning. After that, he settled in perfectly, was looking great. Only 67 pitches, I believe, through 5 innings. This guy was absolutely shoving. Jovan, after giving up that first inning run, I was feeling great about our chances. You know, maybe he doesn't get the win, but he's probably going to get a quality start. He's going to get a couple more strikeouts. He's not giving up any more hits or runs, that's for sure. He was fucking dialed from the second inning on. I felt great about the B square, and I thought I was going to make some coins. Then I see this fucking tweet about him getting yanked for cramps. Okay, moose shit. All right, I'm thinking maybe we'll get a W reboot. No W reboot. L reboot. No reboots in sight for BB. Just cake. He got pulled for cramps. I'm like, all right, whatever. It's that time of year. Charge it to the game, Jovan. It is what it is. Like, you can't script this stuff. Why worry about it? Why bitch about it? You can't control it. It happens, right? Then I see a video this morning. Okay, and it did not look like to me that BB got hurt or got pulled for some cramps. It looked like to me BB was jumping across the foul line there, third baseline, like it was his first ever fucking start, his debut, like he's in 12U Summer League baseball, making his first ever start on the bump, jumping across the foul line like it's his first ever fucking baseball game. He got hurt jumping across the foul line. It's clear as day. Watch the video in slow-mo. Right here. You could tell as soon as he jumps, he's hurt. He walks around. He's like lifting his legs up. He's like, fuck, man, what did I just do? Look like an idiot out here. He tries to push through, right? He tries to go out there and warm up. Eventually the team comes out. They yank him, but he tried to play that off cool. This guy, talk about the least athletic move of the week. This is why people say pitchers aren't athletes. Motherfucker tries to jump a foot and gets cramps. Nobody. You got hurt jumping around like it's your first ever fucking start. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. That is moose shit. That is a terrible way to lose a prize pick square. That cost me numerous lineups. That little fucking jump right there. That little jump cost me numerous lineups. Oh my goodness.
That's
disgusting.
Meat. Literally disgusting.
Meat. Oh, all right. The B, man, you cost me so many coins. So many coins. All right, let's lock in. We've got an early game starting up here in about 10 minutes, I believe. Tigers Guardians. I do want to talk about that one, Jovan, before we dive into the sharp reports. All right, I want to give the people Any angles, any plays we have? I know there was a pitching change in this game for Detroit, I believe. It was initially Kenta Maeda. Now it's this Holton fella, the lefty, who cannot be worse than Kenta Maeda, right? That's probably why their odds got cut in half on the ML. The total in this game also dropped from 8 to 7.5. I kind of like the under. What are your thoughts on this game?
Well, it's a tricky one with the pitching change. I would assume that from what I'm hearing that you're going to see a lot of your favorite pitcher, and there it is from SBR, Kenta Maeda.
God damn it.
For the bulk innings for the Tigers. So that scares me a little bit. I will say, like, I do think, 7.5 total, so I'm not expecting them to score a bunch, but I do think they can make life a little tough for Gavin Williams. So I kind of lean the Tigers' way, but you'd be mistaken thinking I want to bet on a Kenta Maeda bulk start.
I think they did this in his last appearance. I think I remember seeing Kenta Maeda come out of the bullpen. Is that true? Maybe even in his last couple. I'm looking back at his last couple outings. Blue Jays.
Last time he pitched against the Guardians, I think that was the under and runs day.
That was
I
the
think that was where he started. That might have been the last start he made.
So his last 2 starts, like SBR is saying in chat, WSBR, W Tigers guy. Dodgers, he came out of the pen, actually pitched great, but the Dodgers are such frauds. I'm not even counting that as good. And then he got mucked up by the Blue Jays for 2 innings, give up 3 earned runs, a home run, and just 2 innings of work the last time they tried to pull him out of the pen. Now, I will say, kind of weird, if Kent is still expected to be the bulk, pitcher for the Tigers here in this game, seeing that total drop, I feel like is a good sign for that under. I feel like that's a little bit weird. I don't know. Maybe they're thinking it's going to be, one of those Brewer situations where they put out an opener for a Mushit starter and it makes them better. I don't know. Jovan, where is your head at with this total in the game?
I think it makes sense. Granted, these offenses and the way the series has gone so far, I do think like having Holton, I don't think he's going to be a normal opener. I'm not like super familiar with how they're going to use him, but I would think they want to stretch him out as far as they can because the Guardians have a lot of lefties in that lineup. So I assume they want to try and get him like a time through the lineup if he'd be that efficient. So I would assume he's going a little more than 1 inning, maybe 2. Depending on how he gets through the lineup. And if they see Kenta Maeda only once through that lineup or maybe 2 times through, that could help. So, I kind of like it. I wouldn't say I'm super excited for Kenta Maeda, but I think he can pitch well with this setup against the guards. And I think Gavin Williams is going to have a great day. So it could just be one of those gritty Guardians L's where the Tigers just scrape a couple.
So you'd rather go Tigers ML, you think, than the under in the game?
Yeah, just because I really liked the under yesterday, and then it ended like it did, sweat-free. So, going back to it kind of feels like being greedy on my part, but it's not like I think the game's going to go any other way.
Okay. Chat's asking a couple good questions here. They're saying, what's going on in D.C.? I'm hearing no rain. Why the hell are they, still delayed? I'm seeing they're taking the tarp off the field. So I'm assuming they're going to get started here, again soon. Patrick Corbin already took off his cleats, so he's probably done for the day after pitching.
Took off his cleats?
Yeah, he's done.
Bro.
That's why he was bitching so hard, walking off the mound at the umpire saying, why the fuck did we start this game today? Why did they start that game?
Yeah.
The Nats bullpen is already cooked, and you're starting that game?
Yeah, not that there's not that the Nats bullpen is significantly worse than Corbin himself, but, holy shit. The Padres might come back and drop 10.
Yeah, I can confirm, Estelle. I'm watching the tarp. Oh, are they putting it back on? Are they putting it back on? That's what I'm seeing on my fucking. I'm watching the local channel. I'm seeing them put the tarp back on, but maybe that's an old replay. I'm seeing that tarp go back on. Are you kidding me?
GG's.
Oh, but Esto's saying it's coming off, so I don't know. I'll keep you guys updated. All right, but
Krabs, just step outside.
Dude, I'm like in the dungeon right now in my basement. I can't be going outside right now. Sun bad. Scary out there. Either way, though, fuck the Nats, GG Nats. They are shits. But at least I got this cool hat now. Sure. God, who are they even going to pull out of the bullpen? Who are they even going to pull out of there? Brutal. All right, let's lock in. Chat, if you need an early play for this game that starts up in 10 minutes, I'd say personally, I think your best bet is probably the under in the game. But definitely lean the Tigers on the ML as well. And I think Jovan did too. Not going to be easy. Not going to be for the faint of hearts. You are pretty much backing Kenta Maeda in the start today. So we'll see. We'll see. Jovan saying I might need to call in the big lefty. I could go out there and throw a couple. I could.
I mean, can't be that much worse than Corbin and Jordan Weems.
I don't know. You'd be surprised. I topped out at 80 miles an hour. I got a noodle arm. Got the worst arm ever. If I had a fucking MLB The Show card and my attributes for throwing would be like a 20. Got no arm. Brutal.
Fair.
All right. Let's lock in. I want to go over the sharp report for today. We'll finish up going over the MLB games, the rest of the slate, but there's not that many games anyways. And then we're going to save the end of the show today to talk about some goat whale squares. All right. Rumor has it they might have a couple new categories up and moving. We're going to talk about some of them. And now I am seeing the Nationals clearing the tarp off the fields. They're probably going to get up and moving here in a couple minutes. But let me get you guys started off with a play in the Dodgers and Giants game. And I'm sure Jovan could piggyback with me on this one as well. But Logan Webb at plus chicken on the road. Not ideal backing him on the road away from San Francisco. But Jovan, sometimes you just got to do it. Sometimes when Clayton Kershaw is making his season debut, you just got to fade, especially when the team he's facing is catching, 15, 20 cents of steam. Give me the Giants. Their bat showed up last night. I was very impressed with them. I think they carry that momentum against a fraudulent Dodgers team that looked great coming out of the break, right? On fire, didn't lose until last night. I think they drop another one here. Give me the sharp Giants this afternoon. Let's fade Clayton Kershaw and let's back Logan Webb, who by the way, I like his fantasy score more than. I thought it was a little bit high against the Dodgers.
Yeah.
You in?
I am in. Oh, Goose
Sure.
is about to start splooging, man. Unbelievable.
Oh, no way we got a Norby. They just
Norby's
keep
back.
spawning these big guys, man. They just spawn them.
Just spawn them.
Literally
Keep
spawning.
spawning them, Krabs.
Krabs, you going to talk about what Quantrell said to McGuire? Yes, I am no longer a Cal Quantrell hater. That was one of the greatest chirps I've ever witnessed in a live sporting event. Probably the greatest chirp that we'll ever see in a sporting event. Right?
Gotta say, I'm on the Cal bandwagon now. After that,
okay, yep. Sign me up. I'll join you. I'm done fading this dude. He's a fucking magician. He's doing it again on the Rockies, Jovan. This guy's got a higher WAR than some all-stars. This dude, he was meant to play the sports. He's got a horseshoe shoved up his ass. He's so fucking lucky. It makes no sense. Cal Quantrell was born to pitch. And I'm done fading him. I'm done hating him. After those comments, this could be the perfect time to switch sides, right? Let's hop on the Cal Quantrell bandwagon. I mean, the fact that he even knew that chirp, first of all, I had no idea that happened. I don't think many people really did.
I remember.
He pulls that out.
I remember once
he
saw it. I was like, oh, Reese McGuire. I remember that story.
And from a Canadian, too. I thought Canadians are supposed to be mellow-mannered, calm, respectful, I guess you could say, right? Typically not, big chirpers. But Cal Quantrell looked him right in the eyes, right? Went right up to him, pointed at him, said what he said. Not going to repeat it. And the bench is cleared. That's how you fucking chirp like a grown-up. That's how you chirp like a man. All right? Mid-game. Unbelievable.
So much more likable.
Unbelievable.
When he's in Colorado.
100%. He probably stole $5,000 from me when he was pitching on the Guardians. So
easily.
Yeah, a little bit more enjoyable now. That's for sure. All right, let's go Javon's top play here. All right, I want to get his reports. Honestly,
might as well not even zigzag. Let's just skip to the Giants because we're on the same page there.
Cut the shit.
So first, we got the daytime and divisional doyers. So double whammy there. And Logan Webb has not pitched great against the doyers, especially in LA. But I think he pitches okay today. This Dodgers team has been pretty bad against right-handed pitching. So although the guys have seen him a bunch and he struggled against them, I don't think it's going to be enough of a moosing today to really scare me off a bit. But what I'm really doing is fading Kershaw. Kershaw coming back. We know he's probably going to be on some kind of limit, but I'm not really scared because exactly what the problem is with Kershaw, really his whole career, but especially like the latest season we saw him in a game, and even when he's been pitching this little rehab starts, he struggles with power righties. What do the Giants have? They're probably going to put 7-8 at least righties in the lineup, and a lot of them have power. You can talk about Soler, you can talk about Chapman, you can talk about Ramos, you can talk about that whole damn lineup. So although they whiff a lot, which is probably going to be an issue, and you can take his strikeouts today, when they make contact, it's going to go very far. So I think this is a really bad start for Kershaw against the Giants, and it couldn't be a worse situation. Not only the fact that he's facing a lineup full of power righties, but you also know what the daytime and divisional Dodgers do in a lot of these games. So, I mean, this is a, noon or 1 p.m. local time game. So you can add that into it. I think this is a disaster waiting to happen, regardless, honestly, of what Logan Webb does on the other side. The Dodgers bullpen has also been really bad as of late. So whatever the leash is on Kershaw can't be long enough to really scare me from runs in the back end of this game for the Giants either. So give me the Giants in the ML.
W Fat Girls,
huge.
W Jovan,
Huge for the Nats.
and
huge for the Nats.
W Kershaw Fate. Okay.
Yeah.
Gosh, man, they should just restart the game, right? They should just restart the game, clear the bases, no Patty C out there. It's got to be a Nats bullpen game. That's a big enough disadvantage on its own. No need to send it back out there with the bases cocked. 1-0 count, right? God, if I could wager right now live that at bat to be a walk, I would lock that in right now. It's probably plus 300. Yeah. I would take it. It's already mid at bat though, so they probably don't have odds. All right. Are we worried about Kershaw's strikeouts being at 5? I thought that was a hair high. Now, maybe you could convince me that it's not, but for his first start on the pitch count, I was expecting, 4-ish.
Well, it's because of what the Giants are. So, like, the Giants are against, like, lefties like this, home run or strikeout. So, like, their outs are probably going to be strikeouts, especially with the top of the lineup between Ramos, Soler, Chapman, a lot of those guys. So, like, I honestly think he hits his strikeouts regardless of the leash, but I think when he gets hit and when the balls are put in play, it's going to be disaster for him. So, it's just kind of what the Giants are. I'm trying to think of like a team to compare it to. Maybe like the Royals when they face like a pitcher that they can destroy on the road when they're not cheating at home. But it's either a lot of damage or when they do get out, it's a lot of strikeouts.
Logan Webb coming off of 3 Mooshit starts.
Yeah,
I like his fantasy score today.
It's high. That was what looked really, if we're talking about weird squares for pitchers, I was shocked to see him at 30.5 against a team he owns on the road.
Correct.
That was
crazy.
Really, really interesting to me.
Crazy.
So
I'm with you. Sign me up.
My gut tells me he pitches well. And not that I don't think we need him to pitch a perfect game or anything, because I think the Giants are going to hit well off of Kershaw. But looking at that makes it really interesting.
Chat saying, have you seen the Taj Bradley fantasy score? Yeah, I have, and it's not good for the Rays. It's not good for Jovan, but he's got the Rays on the board, so he doesn't give a hoot.
Yeah, we do this every single start. It's been ridiculously green.
He doesn't give a hoot.
No.
All right. Giants ML. I'll be right there with you. I'll meet you at the cash counter. Why don't you tell me about the A's?
Yep. Happy A's are facing a lefty day. And it's not a starter necessarily, but it's pretty close to one because Rosenberg is probably going to go like 70 pitches, maybe 4 or 5 innings, depending on how efficient he is. But he's another one of these guys who not only is he a lefty, but he like fills up the strike zone, which is disastrous for a lefty facing the A's. So I think the A's are going to destroy him today. I don't see a world where that doesn't happen. And he faced them before coming out of the bullpen. I think it was on the back end of the Kachanowicz start, and he pitched like pretty well in those innings. But the difference is now he's starting, so the A's can put out their righty platoon lineup. So like they're going to put probably Daz Cameron like at leadoff, and you're going to have the regular guys behind him between Rooker and a lot of those guys. Yes, we'll talk about Daz Cameron. He's probably going to be leading off, which is why that's on the board, but I'm going to take it anyway. But yeah, this is another A's are going to destroy a pitcher spot, and God forbid, I mean, Rosenberg looks the slightest bit good, which I don't think he's going to. That's a lot of innings from the Angels bullpen. So just like I said with the White Sox yesterday, the longer we get to see these bullpens, the better. But I don't think we really need it all that much because I think Rosenberg is another turkey waiting to happen. Now, I will say the reason I took the team total is pretty similar to the Astros yesterday, but it wouldn't have made a difference. I feel like the total is a little high in this game, and you got some movement going against the A's. But I think they win the game. I'm not willing to die on that hill. I'm willing to die on the hill of the bats.
Okay. Let's pivot back to my sharp report because I've got a very similar play, and this could be a good little pivot here. I've got the A's on the ML. All right. And like you said, you like the team total. You're a little bit worried about a little comeback here. You're worried about a little steam going towards the Angels. I'm with you. That worries me as well. And you could convince me to take just the team total in a game where I like the over with the total moving up. Okay. The main reason why I liked this play, and I even thought about going A's first 5, but I said, fuck it. I trust them. And I just kind of wanted to fade the Angels, full game because they're absolute rat meat. The Ken Rosenberg 2.5 run square up on the board for the Angels. You said he's going to be on a pitch count, right? I mean, he's still up for a weird 2.5 run square that I want to take the more than 4, to be completely frank with you.
Yeah.
And then Ross Stripling, I'm sure you've seen that one as well. He's up for a
I've seen
2.5 run square. After he gave
Yeah.
up 6 in his last start, 4 in the start before. So 10 earned runs in his last 2 outings. He's up there for a 2.5 run square against the Angels at home, where they can actually score runs in a high total. So that kind of reminds me of the Martin Perez square from yesterday in a game where the total was moving up and everyone got sketched. They said, oh, I don't want to back the Pirates. I don't want to take that Martin Perez less than a run square. Who gives a shit? Take it. It's a nasty square. It hits. And I think it's going to hit just like the Martin Perez square hit yesterday.
Yeah. I mean, I think the A's are going to win. Don't get me wrong. So we're on the same page there. I'll say that. The one if this was like a week ago, they played in Oakland. If it was in Oakland, I would just sack up and take the A's ML. But the one time the Angels do scare me a little bit is when they're just coming home from a rat shit road trip, or at least a road trip where they don't score many runs, because they did, great performance against the Mariners. They swept them for no reason, but all those games had like 4 runs or less. So they do figure out to hit when you least expect it at home. I don't know if this is least expected with Ross Stripling on the mound necessarily, but bats are the hill I'm dying on. They are winning the game though.
Patrick Corbin at 2.5 Ks on the Green Book right now. There's no way they let you cash that unless he goes back out there, which he's not going to. They're going to avoid that shit, bro.
Is he coming
unless
out?
He goes back out there. I don't think he's going back out. There's no way. There's no way.
I feel like that's just they need him to go out.
Honestly, yeah. But why is this fucker yelling at the umpire on his way out and ripping his cleats off in the dugout? He's done.
Yeah.
Because he's probably sitting there thinking, my arm is going to fall off my fucking body if I go back out there after an hour break.
Yeah. Well, if there's any guy that I feel like the Nats would be willing to just say, fuck it, go out there and tear your arm off the shoulder, this could be the time. Hey, Patty C, you're making $20+ million this year. It's the only reason he's out there. He's on the roster at this point.
No way Ben is saying he's still out there, bro.
He's got to be, dude.
I'm watching the live show. First of all, nobody's out there on the field. They're still in the stupid fucking weather delay. And they've got a Nats game from the year 2000 on next to a tiny microscopic view of the actual field and what's going on. I got to watch this moose shit Nats team from the year 2000 and their debut year in the highlights here. They're playing at RFK Stadium. The fuck are we doing?
Playing Howie Kendrick on the loop.
Yeah, dude. Why are we not just playing 2019 games? Playing games these guys are playing before I was even born. Mikey, I think he actually makes more. To be completely frank with you. He's actually one of the highest paid pitchers in baseball. Riddle me that. Okay?
Yeah.
Anybody want to take a guess on how much Patrick Corbin makes a year? Yep, that'd be $23 million.
Yep.
What a joke. And Strasburg, I think they finally got it off the books, kind of, right? They kind of, agree to cut off a little bit. But we had 2 of the top 5 most expensive pitchers in baseball. One of them was retired, and one of them is the worst pitcher in the game. The fuck are we doing now? Anyways, let's lock in. All right. We talked about the A's. We talked about the Giants games. I want to talk about the Mets game. And I want to talk about the Mets. All right. I'm not going to go in too much in depth because we are going to record a podcast later, MLB State of the Union, MLB trade deadline talk, Jovan. We're going to record this later and probably release this tomorrow for everybody watching. I don't want to spoil too much, but this Mets team, man, so impressive. So impressive. If only somebody said before the season that the Padres and the Mets were going to play like this. Oh, wait, we did on this show before the season started. Okay. The Mets they're unbelievable right now. I mean, they look incredible. They're 5 games over 500. They win one more game, Jovan. They're about to overtake Atlanta in the wild cards. They're about to pass them. And I would not be surprised if they did that today. The Braves are frauds. If you guys haven't gotten hip to that yet, you haven't watched any games. This team is a shell of themselves in recent years. All right. They got guys who are hurt. I know Strider's out, right? I know Acuna's out. That's brutal. In years past, they pushed through it. It hasn't mattered. This year it does. They're absolutely terrible. The Braves. And until anything changes, I'm going to keep fading. Chris Sale, he got his start bumped back a couple times, right? He was supposed to pitch like 2 days ago, Jovan. Got pushed back a couple times. Pitchers, like I was talking about on TMA with Mikey, are very, very routine-oriented, especially a veteran in his best season of his career right now, where he's somehow healthy as an ox and, leading the Cy Young odds. This is a bad wrench to throw in the fucking, in the rotation for our guy, Chris Sale. I think they could get to him. And he's got to face the hottest offense in baseball on the road. Oh, good luck, Chris Sale. Good fucking luck. The Mets are catching steam. I'm now seeing them at a pick'em when they opened up plus 115 against the Braves in this game. Love the steam they're getting. I trust Severino enough, and I want to back the Mets on the ML to stay hot. They might be the best team in baseball right this second.
I don't know about that, but they are. I don't know a team or a pitcher in the league that wants to face them right now, especially like a lefty.
I think they're the best team in baseball right this second.
Yeah, I mean, they're scary. They're hitting every single pitcher that comes through.
Is there a team you could think of right now that you'd rather face less than the Mets? I don't think there is. If you watch their at-bats, I know you have. I'm not talking to you, but chat, if you guys haven't watched the Mets, it's night and day from the beginning of the season. The vibes are up. The role players are doing their jobs, right? All these veterans they've picked up, they fit in a lineup like a glove. You're starting to see Lindor and Alonso get going. Lindor's been great. Oh, my God. He gets no respect. Nobody gives a shit anymore because he's up there for the second team up there in the Mets, kind of like the Clippers and Lakers vibes. But Lindor has been great. He should have been an all-star. This Mets lineup, scary. Jeff McNeil's starting to get going. He's hitting almost 500 out of the break, right? Brandon Nimmo should have been an all-star this year. They got the guys.
And they have Grimace.
Shout out Grimace. Shout out Grimace. Yes.
0 ERA still. In Chelly's go holding it down.
How is he still at a 0? It's an incredible run. Incredible run. What do you think about the Mets on the ML?
I like the Mets. I mean, there couldn't be there's a couple situations up there, whether it's just a standard rain delay for a pitcher. Yeah, I mean, they've been ridiculous.
That's actually insane. Look at that.
That's insane. That's insane.
Look at it.
But yeah, situationally for a pitcher, if it's a rain delay, if there's seeing the same team for however many times in a row, probably top of the list is getting your start pushed back 2 days in a row. That's really tough for any pitcher, veteran pitcher or rookie. It really doesn't matter who it is. People have talked about this. Many pitchers have talked about this. This is like the favorite or the least favorite situation to be in. So now that he's had it pushed back 2 days in a row and he doesn't get the benefit of it being a Reds team that is not great against lefties as of late, he has to instead face the Mets team, who is, I think, 5th in the MLB against lefties overall, or in the past month, one of the two. And they've been really raking them all season. It's tough to expect Sale to go out there and deal. They are striking out a little bit, so those are going to be there, but they're hitting every pitcher, especially lefties. So there are probably going to be some barrels left for Chris Sale today.
We got new Teasy coming in, resubbing for 31 months. Holy shit. W new Teasy. How about an OG? Chat, don't forget to resub. Okay. Get those L ads out of here. It's very cheap. Support the program. All right. Squad rides this month are 8-4-1, I believe, even after a loss. Yep. All right. So support the program. Drop a subby. Get rid of those ads. All right. Stay a while. I'll shout you out. Gosh, man, the Mets. I've just been obsessed with this team, so fascinated. And this is a matchup between a fraudulent Braves team who everyone in their brains still thinks is the better squads, but they don't know ball. Chris Sale on paper, much better pitcher, right? Well, then why are the Mets moving to a favorite, chat? I'll tell you why. Because right now, the way they're playing, the confidence they're entering this game with, they could beat anybody. They could beat an all-star team, because that's all that matters right now is confidence for a team like the Mets, right? They don't have a Dodgers-type roster. They have a couple stars, but I always talk about it. There's always one team every year that makes a run that does not have the best, most talented roster, but they got heart and they're hot as shit. I think it's going to be either the Mets or the Padres. Mets or the Padres. One of those two teams is making a run in the NL. So
for what it's worth, too, on the other side of the game, I know Severino's been dog meat against lefties, and I thought about backing him against the Marlins because they're a pretty decently right-handed heavy lineup outside of Jazz and Bell, and he shoved in that last start. Now it's the Marlins, but same thing kind of applies with the lineup that the Braves are putting out there. There's a lot of righties and not really much that scares you from the left side. Matt Olson's been fucking terrible. Kalenic really doesn't really put fear in anybody's eyes, so Severino could have a really good day. It's I
agree.
Total's low in the game. I still think it's probably an under game, but they're going to do a little more on the offensive side than I think the Braves are going to do.
Isn't Merrifield hurt? Or isn't he didn't they cut him?
he got DFA'd, and then the Braves picked him
Merrifield?
up, and then he immediately got hurt.
Dude, there's no way we're
Okay.
talking about Whit Merrifield as one of the reasons the Braves are terrible.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He's played
wasn't
a
even
half
on
a
the
game
team.
for
He hasn't
them.
even gotten at bat with them yet.
Zero
Played-
at bats. And
he
they
played
also,
one
like,
inning.
people forget, they started playing like rat meat when Acuna was healthy, when Albies was healthy, when Matt Olson was still in the lineup like he is now, when Austin Riley was just getting back, they were still ass. So, like,
Dude,
the only one you can, like, legitimately call, and Fried, I guess, was healthy at that point too. The only one you can call an excuse is Strider, which the pitching hasn't been the issue. The bats are the issue. They have been when everybody's in the lineup too.
dude, they've been playing like this for months.
Yeah, it's not like they've been doing this just the last week. Here comes Patty.
Guys, if you've ever seen a pitcher's arm release with the ball off of his body during a pitch, if you've never seen that before, tune in to Masson. Okay, you're about to see it. Patrick Corbin's arm is about to leave his body. Madul is in chat. Madul, I don't know if today's the day, man. You started out hot, Madul. You gave us some winners. I think you gave us 2 great winners in a row. Now we have back-to-back losses, Madul. 3 strikes, you're out. You got one more play.
This
If it
could
doesn't
be-
hit,
this could be the bounce back.
if it doesn't hit, I'm out. I'm never betting that sport ever again. I'm probably going to unfollow you on Twitter, Madul. W transparency, but it's facts. Madul, make it happen, man.
This is
It better be a great sell job. It better be a nasty play, no square shit. I liked your sell job last time. It just didn't come through, but I trust it. You take your time. Don't rush it. Don't force it. Okay, but you got one more chance, my man. One more chance. Over an hour delay for Patty C. Yeah, that should be a good look.
GG.
Krabs, PLL squares are on the board. Ooh, okay, Ron. Could definitely talk about some of those tomorrow on BTLs. Hell yeah.
Mr. Muckington.
Yeah, W Ron. Let me know what you like, man. Let me know what you like if you've already peeped them. I got to take a look. All right, Mets ML. Let's move. Let's groove. I want to spend some time for Goat Whale Squares talk. So let's wrap this puppy up. Jovan, you've got the Rays on the board here.
Rays.
Wow.
Yeah, I started looking into it a little bit after I saw Chris Basset all over the feed. People think he's Cy Young today. Cool. This Rays team have hit Chris Basset actually really, really well over the course of his career. And it's not like he goes out there and gives up like 6 or 7 every start, but they have really good at-bats that they grind out every single time he comes to pitch against them. And he's always teetering at like 3 earned runs, just like the classic Chris Basset versus the Rays start. But he's never like mowing them down, which I think is pretty strange considering like if you look at just his numbers and everything he tosses at them, like that's a pitcher the Rays like shouldn't be great against, but there's something that they see well in him, even without like Yandy Diaz's numbers included. So I think they're going to continue that today. And I think it's a strange spot for him to be in because he's, I don't know, strikeout ceiling is kind of there as a righty going up against the Rays, but the Rays have been really, really patient as of late, which if Chris Basset doesn't have great command, which I don't think he's going to, because this is a team that's seen him really well, the Rays are going to cause some issues on the base pass. So I think this is a game just like the last couple of times Chris Basset has faced him, where there's a lot of like traffic around the bases, which those are when the Rays, I don't know, they strike against these pitchers. So even though, again, this is a lower total game, I'm not expecting them to go out there and put up 10. I think they're going to make life really tough for Basset. And the Jays bullpen has been sneakily really bad. And that's where the Rays have won some of these games, where the Jays have lost some of these games. So I think Basset has a pretty tough time. Pitch count gets up there early. He gives up, I don't know, 3 runs, maybe 4 if they're hitting him really well. And then end of this game, the Rays can get a State Farmer or 2. And then Taj has been Taj. We've been seeing greened out charts every single time he comes to face somebody. Now he gets to face a Blue Jays team who hasn't been striking out too much, so it makes a little bit of sense why it's so low today. Still think he's going to be fine, outside of the occasional nuke, which he's probably going to give up to. I don't know why they're still pitching to Vlad, but it's probably going to be Vlad. I think he's going to have a good day today. So, like, give me a little Chris Basset fade mostly for today.
Fuck State Farm. We got to pick another insurance company, Jovan. We can't be shouting them out. We cannot be shouting them out for insurance.
Geico?
Yeah.
Behind Geico?
No free ads, but yeah, Geico. We got to start switching. We can't be giving State Farm any more clout.
Some
Okay,
guy
fuck
goes.
them.
There you go. Doesn't sound the same.
If I say like I need some Geico, like that just doesn't.
Dude,
You
like
might
some
have to just
State
make it
Farmers.
plural.
Some State Farmers just run. It rolls off the tongue so much
we
better.
need some
Jake from
Geicos.
State Farm.
Let's see, then people are going to start asking questions, Goots. They might.
Ask.
Allstate. People sleep on Allstate. Those great commercials. You're in good hands. Remember?
Allstate. Yep.
Allstate, Liberty.
Need some
Sure.
Liberty
Yep.
sounds good. Yeah. Farmers.
Liberty's fine.
Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
We do have a confirmed lineup for the Rays as well, which is huge. 'Cause I
How's
do
it
have
looking?
it looks great. And you know what? It looks great, but it looks strange because you know what the thing is, Krabs? They usually, and I always say this about Kevin Cash's lineups, anytime it looks a little strange or there's something like a little off about it, even like I'll complain that they put Taylor Walls like in the cleanup spot, which he's done a couple times. That person always does something. This is the first time in a while I've seen Alex Jackson start like not against a lefty, which is interesting. So like, not that I think he's going to do anything, but the bottom of the lineup, I was expecting a little more lefty heavy, and it's not today, which tells me they've got something they like with Chris Basset there. But I also have a little side wager now with Trent that Richie Palacios is going to hit 2 hit run RBI today, and he's leading off.
Wow.
Which he's been a little spark plug. So get ready to learn Palacios, Trent.
That dude sucks.
He might hit that hit run RBI in the first inning.
I'll be fucking so mad.
I like the over in that game, Jovan, but the splits aren't looking great. Definitely looks like a little bit more of a square play. But I mean, from what I just heard from you, it's hard to ignore the over in that game, to be completely frank with you. Like, I'm surprised you honestly don't even have the over in there instead of the race after hearing you talk about it.
Well, I've been really good, especially lately. I mean, knock on wood, on the Rays ML, not as much their totals. But I mean, yesterday's game should have soared under. I didn't get involved in that, thankfully, but that was a circus of an end of a game from the Rays. Can't even explain what I saw there. So usually when they have those super embarrassing performances, they bounce back really strongly, aka when they got blown out in the first game by the Yankees on a lot of errors in that series over the past weekend, and then they bounce back with, I don't know, a home run fast off of Nestor. And there goes Manuel.
Trent didn't hear a single fucking thing you just said, man. He was just kissing his dog.
Little Manny Machado.
W. Manny, straight from the vet, probably a little tired, but looks up and moving. Looks mobile.
He's good.
Sure.
He's doing good. He's mobile.
He did all right this morning?
I just logged into my computer, which has an automated like wallpaper, and it changes every time.
I know what you're about to say.
Again.
And this was the wallpaper just now.
Is that a whale?
Well,
Is that an orca? Is that a megalodon?
That is a fucking humpback whale.
I thought you were going to say the fucking Moose McGee that always flashes up
Moose.
on my screen once every 3 hours. My PC does the same shit. It just changes background. It'll do it during the show sometimes. It'll scare me because it looks like the screen's going off or something.
well, what's the whale then?
Yeah, what's the megalodon?
Yeah, we're gonna need to figure it out. What is it, boys?
Well, Trent, I don't want to keep you out of this. You've been hot.
Yeah, I want to hear your first thoughts first. People forget
You've been hot.
An absolute Nukenheimer on the Astros yesterday.
Webb bumped down.
Yeah, he did get bumped down, which I don't love to see.
I mean, he shouldn't be anywhere near that anyway.
You're right.
That's why I don't really give a shit unless he's getting bumped down to fucking like 24.
I'm also blown. They took off my raw Stripling square earned runs.
Is it bumped up?
And they took off. Oh my God, they're taking off everything.
What else they take
take
off?
off?
Krabs?
They took off Rosenberg's.
No,
Oh,
that's me.
Basset got bumped up. A lot of bumps. A lot of people getting their squares taken off the board. I don't love that.
That's moose knuckle.
But wait, there's more. Patrick Corbin's actually warming up right now on the mound. He's going back.
Oh,
out there.
let's go.
Holy shit. Poor Mikey. He's got the nerfy.
What
do you got, Trent?
Ask. What's the weather going on, or what's the weather like down there?
Honestly, it was not that bad. It rained for a little bit. They took the tarps off right away. Patrick Corbin was like screaming at the umpire when he was coming off the field because there was no actual rain coming down. But then as soon as they got off the field, it started to come down a little bit. You could tell the field's wet. But yeah, they're back out there. And he's probably going to walk a guy in right now with the bases cocked with a 1-0 count when he goes back in this game. Brutal. All right, let's go over the prize pick squares. And then we could go over MLB real quick. Any other games, try to find a Meg, but I want to touch on these squares.
We're going to have to find 2 more squares, Krabs.
I know. Well, I like that Severino less than walks allowed. Okay, I like that play. If you look at the chart, you could probably see why, but he's been walking people left and right. I like his chances against this Moose shit Braves lineup that I want to keep fading. and I'm taking his less than 1.5 walks allowed, which is a pretty nasty square if you actually think about how Severino pitches. So the dude's all over the fucking place. Not today. He's getting hella strikeouts. I think he has a great start. Love the Mets ML. We're taking his less than 1.5 walks allowed, death taxes, and less than walks squares. Those are 3 things I know, gents. The raw Stripling squares off the board, unfortunately. So I got to get back in the lab. But Jovan, what do you got?
Well, I'm in the same boat because I put the WA stack on my 2 squares, and the second one happened to be Rosenberg. So
you had Heisenberg in there?
Yeah, I just went with a straight W stack, taking Rosenberg's more than earned runs, and then Daz Cameron, who, again, just like the first time I took him, they hit an RBI. By the odds, I can only assume they're going to be leading him off today, which does also mean that once a righty comes in, Lawrence Butler is probably coming in for him and pitch hitting for him, but I don't care because the matchup is too perfect against Kenny Rosenberg for, I don't know, the 3 times he's probably going to see him. So I'm taking him to cross the plate. Even if he's a leadoff guy, like these guys, like Richie Palacios was up for a run yesterday. If they're not up for a run or ever up for anything, they're not usually in the leadoff spot and they pop up in there just quickly because of the matchup or whatever, they're turning green. And I don't think you could ask for a better matchup than a guy like Rosenberg from the left side for Daz Cameron. So
you're telling me
the A's
was up for a run?
Yep.
Of course he was.
And
he scored immediately. Yeah.
Scored immediately. And did nothing else.
Did nothing else.
Unbelievable. Well, Jovan, we're going to have to get back to the drawing board, find a couple more squares for the peeps, but I like our chances. We'll get in the lab after the show. All right. Yep. Let's go through the rest of the MLB games. We pretty much touched on all of them.
You know what? Let's not even – I see a square that popped up that has to be taken. It reminds me a lot of Adolis Garcia yesterday.
Garcia.
Another run square that's fully red and lines up with the bet that we're taking in the game.
Ooh.
And lines up with the logic of why we're taking it in the game. Clayton Kershaw struggles against power lefties or power righties. Enter Heliot Ramos run. Scored since Nam. And I was really debating between because he has a couple squares up like him, Chapman, and Soler. Soler's dog meet against Kershaw, so I kind of stayed off of him. Then I really came down to Chapman and Ramos, and I didn't see the run square up, which might be new. But yeah, fully red. He hasn't been on his little heater like he was during his Linsanity run, but you can tell he's probably crossing the plate today, whether it's off of his own nuke or whoever's hitting behind him.
We've got a full count with the bases absolutely cocked in DC right now, bottom first. Ha-Sung Kim with the dish.
Just
predictions?
More than yoinked.
Predictions?
Can Corbin do it? I feel like
couldn't be more yoinked. Couldn't be more yoinked.
Out of this Krabs.
He's getting out of it, bro.
And that ball was drilled, just foul, down the fucking third base line. Holy shit.
Battle of the birds.
Magician.
Come on, Patty. Come on, Patty. Look, there's only a limited amount of starts left we have with Patty, unfortunately. Or most would probably say fortunately, but I'd love to see him have one more vintage Patty Ice outing before he hangs him up, right?
Holy bird, dude.
Battling.
This literally dictates the outcome of the entire game.
I mean, probably yes. Just to be completely frank. If he walks in a run here, it's GG's. Go ahead and cash your Padres tickets, chat. If he gets out of this, you might see some attitudes throughout the rest of this game. You might see some life. Dude, we have not beaten the Padres this season. They fucking own us. And, oh my God, how did he hit that pitch? Look at where that pitch was. Pitch 8 on the board.
Dude.
How did he hit that?
Is that going to squeak?
It was foul. Well, it might be. You're probably the futures.
Oh my God, it's squirted.
No.
Nope, it's squirted.
That shit's
All right, let's see James Wood not run after a ball and show any effort. I'm about to see it here in 3 seconds. Oh, there it is.
Oh my God, dude, that's not only going to squeak, that's going to clear him.
Yeah, that's clearing.
No way, that's clearing.
Consider them cleared. They're cleared.
I mean, that's insane. That's insane.
Might just be 2 runs, but still crazy.
I'm seeing
3. I'm seeing 3s.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, because they were running with 2 outs. James Wood, you are Anthony Rendon.
Ramos,
why were you
ball?
I still see a regular square.
Yeah.
All right, Jovan, are we taking that Heliot Ramos run square?
I mean, I think we got to take a couple different things in that game.
Well, I'm looking to craft up
Yes.
a 3-piece just to get the, just to take the edge off, get it rolling here. I was thinking maybe a Heliot Ramos run, Severino less than walks allowed, and Daz Cameron run.
Yep.
Right? Okay. Chat saying Martians.
You sound good to me.
Martians? Yeah, it sounds clear as ma.
Boys are underwater. All right, turn off your mics real quick.
Am I on Mars?
Could we be back from Mars?
Goots might be caked. That's probably why. If there's some lag there.
Monkeys in Myanmar?
I'm not even in here. It shouldn't be me.
Okay.
I'm
Chat,
good.
let me get some
Trent
tens. I think it's good. I think it's fine. All right.
Monkeys in Myanmar?
All right. Corbin K. Great. Unbelievable. Too late. All right. Let's power through here, Jovan, because I know there's a couple squares we want to highlight and talk about for the NFL season. Are we going back to the Rangers on the ML or on the -1.5? Apologies.
I mean, I'm not going to do it, but I think it ends pretty similarly to yesterday. I think Canning
Yep.
gets destroyed. I think
Yep.
I feel even stronger about Canning getting destroyed than I did Flexen getting destroyed. I guess wild card is just Scherzer because he's going to strike out whoever he wants in the lineup, but he also could be liable for a tank or two, which is why I'm not running to the -1.5 again. But yeah, I don't think it's going to be much different.
And Tigers 3-run bomb. They're up 3-0.
Tigers.
Wow.
Wow, we should have pushed the button, Krabs.
It was always Tigers ML.
Always was.
Mikey, bro.
Mikey,
Poor
that's
Mike.
fail.
That was the longest I've waited to get my soul sucked, and not the good kind of soul suckage, the bad kind. Hate to see that. They turned Heliot into a demon.
I'm just not seeing that.
I'm not seeing it, dude.
I literally just locked that 3-piece in as a normal square.
Yeah, I still see it
I
as a normal
just
square.
locked it in. Are you sure you're looking at Heliot Ramos?
Let me refresh.
Giants.
App. Let me refresh app.
I just locked it in. Like
I'm so
10
sorry.
They just
seconds
dropped.
ago.
It's a
Lineups
demon.
dropped potentials.
It's a demon.
Oh my God, it is a demon. Oh my God, it locked it in as a demon for me. What the fuck? Without even showing me.
That could play. That could pay.
Martians everywhere, bro. Is it me?
Yeah, maybe hop out, Trent. Hop out of the lobby and
So
join again.
confused.
All right, let's power through the rest of the slates. I did hear a little bit of background noise, so now that he's out of there, chat, is it fixed? Give me some 10s in the chat. If it sounds much better, let me know. Give me some 10s in the chat. If it sounds much better, let me know. It's me.
Oh my Krabs rumors.
All right, I'm hopping out. I'm hopping back in. Go over the rest of the MLB slate, and then we're talking NFL.
There's no way, dude. No way it's Krabs. Am I still clear? Still popping. It's Krabs. It's Krabs. It's Krabs. Oh, I'm clear. Let's hear it. Let's see if Trent's clear as ma.
Monkeys in Myanmar.
I'm chilling. Let's see the report.
Let's go.
Let's go. Oh, not clear. Orville Trent.
Really?
Dude, what?
You guys were saying it was.
Dude,
What is going on?
It honestly might just be a StreamYard thing because Mikey was having some issues earlier too.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Clear
it's
now. Trent not clear. God, was Manny fucking around with the soundboard? Was he twisting some buttons with his little cute paws? He might have been. He might have been.
Yeah.
All right, here comes the CJ Abrams home run. Just wait for it. After we all took
Yep.
him yesterday.
Jeez.
All right. Let's go back to the boards, the MLB slate on Green Book here. All right. It might just be the stream chats. Yeah.
Yeah, we might just have to power through it, I guess.
We'll be all right. Chat, let us know if it gets worse. Okay. You already like the Rays on the ML. I kind of like the over in that game. We both like the Giants on the ML. That could be a Megalodon sighting potentially.
Krabs, what if I just told you a certain person's earned run square just went from a goblin to a regular square?
Huh. Who would that be?
That happens to be Logan Webb.
Oh, did he now? So you're telling me they're moving that, but they're also bumping his fantasy score down? That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Right?
It's definitely a little weird.
Wow, that Logan Webb less than earned runs allowed square could be a dunk. That could be a donkey. Holy smokes. Okay. Holy audio. Guys, is it that bad?
Yeah, I'm here
Dude.
now. I see.
All right.
Holy. Should we try and restart stream?
Jovan sounds crispy. I sound fucking crispy.
I just sound like moose shit, huh?
Yeah, Krabs is in the submarine with the Titanic.
Well, shit.
Well, good show, fellas. I'm back. Should we try restart?
All bad. Let's just restart stream.
Sorry, Goots. Can we
See
restart?
if we can get it up and
Can we
moving.
restart? Sorry,
Yeah,
bro.
give me a second.
You're good. Take your time.